Glowing softly like moonlight, the panther appeared, and Benevere gasped in astonishment. In that moment, Naira conveyed her love and protection, assuring Benevere that their connection had not been lost. Realizing the depth of their bond, Naira offered to bind her spirit to Benevere, granting the ranger a part of her essence. Benevere, overwhelmed with emotion, accepted the offer, understanding that their brief encounter had forged a connection that transcended life and death. As their souls intertwined, Benevere felt a surge of strength and clarity, and suddenly the once emerald green amulet worn by Benevere turned to a black onyx. As Naira's spirit bound itself to her, Naira's spirit became a guiding force within her, enhancing her instincts and deepening her bond with her forest. With Naira by her side, Benevere transformed into a guardian of the wilderness, honoring the panther's memory by protecting the very land they both cherished. Though their time together had been short, Benevere and Naira's connection blossomed into enduring partnership that defied the boundaries of life. Together they will roam the lands, a testament to the power of fleeting encounters that shape destinies and forge unbreaking bonds. And boom, there's Naira.
Also, I would like to point out that whether it was intentional or not, the last four letters of your name are very close in appearance to her full name.
I wanted it to be something similar. That's why I chose
Okay,
Naira. But her name means something specific as well.
excellent. What does that mean?
Her name,
Yeah.
it, I believe it's like night, or it means something. I can pull it up really fast.
Okay.
Um, I have to go. Well, I said really fast, but I have to like scroll.
No worries.
Actually, I might have deleted it.
Um.
If that's okay.
Um.
It means night or darkness. So yeah.
Night or darkness. Okay.
Hmm.
In Norwegian, it means kidney.
That's important. Yeah, that's fair.
Good thing I am not.
I really want that to be, huh?
Norwegian.
In Undercommon, that means kidney when Lytharian meets.
Mm.
Well, as this happens, Naira does appear out from amidst the trees from the northeast, while you are on the southwest side. And she does approach you underneath the stars. Um, and there is that moment of unity, or I guess more reunion,
Hmm.
and gratitude, and playful wrestling, and excitement to be with each other as you lean up against a tree to prepare for the night. She curls up against your hip, her tail wrapped inside herself, just in a spiral.
Mm.
You could feel the like guttural purrs
Hmm.
vibrating the left side of your body.
Yeah, I love that.
And is that where you're gonna end up sleeping for the night?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's where I'm resting.
Neato. Let's go to uh Lytherion.
You know, it's funny how Sheldon, how you complain about all the M's in our campaigns, and this one has
It's
three
L's.
L's. Three L's: Lamber, Leolin, and Lothario.
No, I didn't complain about the amount of ins. What my issue was is somebody introduced an in into the world with no warning to me no conversation to me. They
Mhm.
just put it in their backstory, and then the next day, after they put it in their backstory, they introduced it into the campaign without even
Yeah.
telling me they added it to their backstory.
Uh, that's
So I was
funny.
like, "Okay, so now I have to create a random inn with background and lore when I already had 3 in Felicity." So I
Right.
got rid of one of mine and put that one in.
I think we're not talking about sleeping establishments and alcohol taverns. I think we're talking about the letter that comes before N in the alphabet in
Yeah,
Oh,
people's
M.
M's?
names.
M names. Merwin, Minx, McGrora,
Yeah,
and then
the first letter of people's names.
yeah.
Oh,
And here we have 3 L's. Llewellyn, Lambert, and Lytherion. But yes,
those
added.
seem like they're easy to keep separated.
Yeah, they aren't trying to all
Not
be the
not
same
like
name.
Marin and McGrora,
Methamphetamine. Oh,
Morgan,
Morgan. Yeah, I think
Minksalia.
Magora. Yeah, those are
McGrora
all
and Morrigan get me fucking confused every time I try to say
McGorrigan.
them.
Morgan.
McGorrigan.
Yeah, we have our own special name. Okay, so now what's he doing?
That's a good question.
I'm probably waking up and
We're
probably waking.
still at the night aspect. Unless you're
Oh,
going to sleep, then it's morning.
I don't think I used any spells, so I should be good.
I know you talked about going to the market. I didn't know if that was the market job board, whether that was night or the morning.
so let's see. This is before my long rest, right? This would be at a short rest.
Yeah, that you could have done a short rest and then explored the nearby marketplace, knowing that you have the lodging taken care of. Especially since it's right next to you, you might have gone up there.
Yeah, so I would have. I think I've already visited the Black Keep, right? That's where Calith is.
The Blackstaff Tower.
Yeah.
Yes, you visited there already.
Okay.
That whole
Um.
interaction there is done. You're at the inn
Yeah.
now, which is after all
Yeah.
of
No,
that.
I was asking because that's the advice that the person gave me was the Blackstaff Tower and
She
New
also
Olam Bardic College, and then the House of Wonder.
the Blackstaff Tower. She mentioned you would need a mentor or somebody to give you access to that research area.
Right. So the House of Wonder is that nearby?
That's a good question.
Hmm.
I guess we'll find out. I just have to hit it in the search bar and then it'll show up. Marked as. That's false. Alright, I'm gonna have to go to. House of. Is that what it was? House of Wonder?
Yeah, House of Wonder. Because I'm thinking he might go into a semi-safe library for overnight studying,
Mm-hmm.
and then make his way to the market in the morning.
Oh, actually, that's what I need to do. I just need to have the interactive Waterdeep map up. Because then I can just search the name and it'll show up. Excellent. It gives even a little dot showing exactly where it is. On the same background map, too, nonetheless. Which is even better. So, she will give you directions again. And it is... I have my finger on it, so now I just have to not lose that spot. She gave directions, which we'll see if you can follow, because I'm going to say it based off street names to make it more difficult.
Hmm.
So she said, go left on Bazaar Street until you hit the edge of the market, then go right. Follow Sutherland Lane and bear right at the end. Continue down Feather Street. Turn left on Delzorian Street. Right on Flint. And you will arrive at a circular at a cylindrical building. That is the House of Wonder. You're welcome.
Sutherland to Feather.
Who did what now?
Sutherland to Feather.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you say Delzorin Street?
Yep. Left on Delzorin. And then right on to Flint.
Flint. Okay, and then the circular building right
The
here by
cylindrical
Ferris Alley.
building. Yep.
All right.
So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and, since you tracked it down on your own and actually found the building, I'm gonna go ahead and do a purple. That works. We're gonna do a circle. Nope, thicker. That's a tiny line. There we go. And then I'll just move it. Wah.
Slow turtle walk.
Yeah.
Yeah!
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
Hey, that's a good point. Let's go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh,
I know that's a really high score for you.
embarrassing.
Wow. Um, Neato. Let's pull up your sheet, Turtle.
Is it daytime now
Nope.
or nighttime?
He's doing
Still
it at
nighttime?
nighttime.
Okay.
I believe. Like, it's not nighttime. He's doing it going up there as the
Okay, so
mid sunset, unless you're going in the morning. Maybe I
to be clear,
misunderstood.
if it was even dim light, I would cast light on my pendant.
That's a good call. Do your
And it would be
do your perception check again.
okay.
Take the higher one. That's right,
Any
Crunchy.
bonuses because I am looking for street signs and
That's make it instead of a -3, make it 0 +0.
the -4.
Hey, look, a natural
Natural
20.
20.
You see that some people are trying to take stuff out of your backpack.
Oh, okay. So if somebody is going to try to take something out of my backpack,
Yep.
that they are immediately going to get a claw swipe and a dagger thrown. If there's two of them, it'll be a claw swipe and dagger thrown. If there's only one, it'll just be the claw strike to start.
We'll do a D4 -2. Okay. So
None of
minimum of 1.
it was just my imagination. I was seeing shadows take stuff out of my bag.
There's just 1.
So I will immediately swipe my claws, attempting to literally grab his throat.
Great. Let's go ahead and do an attack roll.
Okay. Let's see. What is a grapple? That's my attempt here, but I want to do it with my claws.
Right, I get that, but your claws are going to be dealing damage.
Okay.
I mean, there's the damage to them. Okay, that definitely hits. Um,
12 damage.
Not only does that instantly kill the individual, but they pass out dead on your claws.
Oh, cool. I'll just say, fucking criminals, and I'll like check him, see if he has anything of value on him.
Cool. Let's do.
And specifically, I'm looking also for any identifying marks that would say if he's like a member of a group of some sort.
Okay, do an investigation.
Okay.
Sure. There seems to be a really poorly placed tattoo because somebody was dumb to steal, not even in darkness. They have the symbol on their left arm of the symbol for thieves' cant.
Okay. So, is there a guard post or what is obviously a guard on my way there?
There will be, especially since you've cast light on yourself. They will definitely be fully aware of your presence. I would say if you were there, it would be rare in the C ward for there to have been a criminal. So I would say that they had. Let me look at their gold count. They had four gold and a silver piece on them.
Okay, I will pocket that and start walking towards the nearest guard.
Okay, that would probably be between Delzorian and Diamond Street, right in the intersection, about here, is where you would have probably run into them.
Okay, and where would the nearest guard be?
That would be where the nearest guard was. It was probably, if we would go back, the concept would probably be around here is when you got ambushed, because there's... Actually, let's be honest, probably right here is where he jumped out of.
Okay.
Right.
So I would have looted him right there, but I would have still carried him. Almost as a sign to everybody else, if there was anyone else watching, like, don't fuck with me, I have your buddy by the throat.
Right.
And as I walk around the corner and see the guard, I'm going to point at him and cast message and say, help me, sir. This individual was trying to steal from me.
Okay.
I've trying to remember the word. Incapacitated him. That's the word I was.
He looks at the definitely dead person and says, I think that's a bit more than incapacitated.
I'll squint my turtley eyes since I have really bad vision and look up, like pick him up and look up at him. I go, I apologize. I had no intention of killing him.
Give me a persuasion attempt, and he's gonna do an insight check.
Okay, but I do have light going. I want to specify that the light was on my pendant, which
Right.
shows that I am an Everesca soldier.
Okay. I will
So
keep that
it,
in mind.
it
I'm gonna do
okay,
a history, I suppose, for if this one knows what that means. This
okay,
specific guard that you've ended up going towards.
yeah. My next statement was going to be the pointing out the symbol on his shoulder or wherever it was that was the thieves' camp.
Yeah, 22. He knows what that means. Okay, so he's gonna take what you have to say with um more reverence, so you can do it with an advantage. But you're gonna have to be comfortable with your stats. So not not
Yep.
not bonuses.
Not very persuasive. I'm a turtle holding a guy by the throat with claws.
Yep.
I understand it.
Um Heck. This is an
I mean,
encounter.
the DC on that has to be pretty damn low.
Yeah. I mean,
Just say.
heck.
That's fine. If it's an encounter, it's an encounter.
Hold on. Give me a second. I
I'm
did.
not persuasive.
I'm aware. I'm gonna do an investigation because I did that for a history of a +3. 10.
Now, against his insight,
Mm-hmm.
persuasion doesn't mean, to my knowledge, persuasion doesn't mean that you aren't able to persuade him. It just means that you're not persuasive.
Yeah, I know.
So they would know whether you're telling the truth or not. Is just an indicator of how persuasive you are.
Right. Yes. Um, things just aren't going well here.
Right.
Um, we will probably need to take you in and for further ask questions.
Understood. At him saying that they'll need to take me in, I will immediately uh, lay the person down, almost reverently. I will uh, take my sword and my dagger by the hilt and set them down next to him, and essentially disarm myself and, as best I can,
Right.
and say, lead me to where you need me to go.
Okay. Um,
Would you like me to carry this individual? I mean, I would prefer if you took the weapons for your own safety, but would you like me to carry the individual for you?
are you talking about yours or?
Yes, I'm being detained, so for your safety, it's obvious that you would take possession of my weapons.
Absolutely. He's also going to attempt to request manacles.
Oh, for me? Okay.
They don't fit. Your arms are too big.
Could have told you that.
Um,
Not to mention just the sheer aspect of how do you get my hands to touch?
that's a good question. Um, so we are going to go. I know the location on the map now, so I'm going to quickly do this, and then at that point we're going to camera swap over to Siren's character.
It's nearly impossible for me to avoid an encounter. I need a friend who's observant.
Correct. Correct. Yep, that's the case. Now I got to figure out how to get you out of prison with a player who doesn't care about you.
No, I'll persuade my own way out of prison.
I'm sure.
I mean, it's not like I wasn't cooperative. Zone
Agreed.
of truth, my ass. I'll purposefully fail. Like he's got the thief symbol on him. I don't think there's any way that they could actually, unless they're corrupt as shit in Waterdeep.
You don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, excuse me. Not that.
I'm gonna start the campaign in prison with a bunch of people who don't know who I am as the other player.
Perhaps. Alright, we got... I'm, as we go, marking locations that you guys are learning about.
Okay.
Also... Oh, no, not Halls of. Lines 0, enter. 0, apply, close. What? Fine, close. Okay, great. That works. Okay. So, you are being led this way. Let's grab your token. Control Shift. Heck, where'd you go? Tiny map. Big map. You're going all the way back down here. The Halls of Justice. And that we're gonna camera shift because we have 2 players and I'm not gonna do an hour of one person.
Whatever works.
No. I know whatever works. That's why we're switching, because that's a good scene
Just
spot.
got up to the fucking wizard tower.
Huh? Yeah.
Why am I all the way back to the market?
Yep. Because that's where on the map the Halls of Justice is. Right next to the market where a lot of stuff happens. Alright, Bryn. Benna.
Benavir.
Benavir? Benavir?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've all been there before. Ara, Nara. No, that didn't work. I tried. Bana, 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 bana. Oh, that's the wrong color. That's the Pink Panther. That's the black one. Alright, I'm ready. Your turn. We are focused and centered on you.
Okay. That was weird.
What is?
The hand over my face.
That's me slapping your character awake, trying to get you to go do stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, she's gonna have rested for a little bit and given some meat or whatever to
Oh, this
Myra.
is probably morning. Actually, no, it's not. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I think we might need to finish the night first, now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, he's gonna have to spend the night in jail.
We'll see. That's the case, right? Like, we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back, Binna. See you.
I.
Okay. Back to Lytherion. because we need to actually finish this out and see what happens. See, you could have just stayed in your room, but no.
Right?
All right, what's the plan here?
You tell me. Last I was told that I'm awaiting judgment by the guards. They took me to the halls of justice.
Yes. So,
I'm probably sitting in a jail cell, I assume,
um, at this point,
holding area.
noticing, yeah, it's more like they're putting you in a waiting room, not a jail cell or even the holding area. They can tell that, as you said yourself, there is the quite obvious tattoo on the arm of Thieves' Cant mixed with a nighttime encounter and your military symbol, which the soldier or the guard who ended up being talked with and escorting you didn't even end up trying to like restrain you. He just walked with you.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you also walked with him there, they're just more like, okay, so what was your side of the story?
I was walking. I felt somebody in my bag and kind of turned to look at them. And when I looked at them, they were like, hey, no, like wrist deep in the bag trying to get something. So I snatched my hand out and grabbed him by the throat, and he was a little more squishy than I expected him to be. I mean, in my mindset, if you're brave enough to try to rob from a portal, you're probably durable. So I was trying to grab them and like make sure they didn't get away, and he went squish. So I walked my way to the nearest guard, looked at him, searched him through, found anything on him, and when I saw the symbol, I knew that he was a thief. So I went over to the guard and told him what happened. Now we're here. The whole time I'm standing at attention as a soldier. I wouldn't have even sat down in the waiting room. I would have stood at attention.
Well, with a um, 28 insight from them, they are going to genuinely and completely believe your story because all of the facts line up. And they understand that although the rare occurrence of a seaward criminal exists, they aren't always intelligent. And the fact that there's the tattoo of a thieves guild just solidifies it. They make you wait another like half hour. They give you paperwork for signing out, and then they release you and you're free to go.
Yeah, and I would have even given them the money from him.
Oh, excellent.
I wouldn't have wanted to keep it. I only took it off of his body as uh, soldier's habit of collecting the evidence.
Okay.
So it would have been separate, and I would have handed it back to him.
With that information as well, they're definitely letting you go. They're not going to even try to question anything on it.
All right. So
That just
is that
gets you.
still nighttime, or is that going into morning?
No, that would not. Based off of the evidence provided, they had no reason to one put you in a holding cell, let alone a jail cell. They just left you in the waiting room until somebody was there. The guard that was there literally observed what was happening. Not
Right.
observed, but you carried the person with you to the guard, which somebody who's really guilty probably wouldn't do. To
Yeah.
like turn
So
himself in and show all of the evidence.
yeah. So making my way back up to that soldier's
Okay.
building.
Great. Roll perception
Want
check.
to learn
No, I'm
magic,
kidding.
motherfucker. Again, light cantrip on my emblem, using it as a flashlight. Very bright light now, and I am actively scanning every fucking thing,
Okay.
investigating my surroundings for any sign of movement.
Okay. All right. So the um man who ended up bringing you all the way down here is now just kind of walking back with you. Uh,
All right.
because I mean he has to go back to where he was, his patrol path was now, and continue what he was doing. So he's just walking with you all the way up to Diamond Street again. He'll actually walk with you to your destination, saying that it's near where he was. He'll spark up conversation with you.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about my time there and how shitty gnolls are, and uh, trade combat stories like typical soldiers do, and talk about the show him the tooth of the fucking land shark.
He's super excited about all of that. You can sense. Give me an insight check.
Oh yeah, I'm great at that.
I know.
I'm so good at everything.
They're just the ones I default to as somebody who is emotion focused and awareness focused. Neat.
0.
Yeah, yeah, that is a 0. Great, cool. So he walks you all the way to his spot. NPC is gone forever. You don't even remember what he looked like, to be honest. That's you.
How would I? It's just a soldier.
Yeah, true. So you finally reach House of Wonder. Short. Oh. Okay. So the House of Wonder is appears to be a grand temple dedicated to Mistra, goddess of magic. Its towering spire shimmers with arcane energy, and the walls are adorned with glowing runes that pulse faintly with magical light. A place known for studying and reverence for the weave. Visitors are greeted by priests who act as scholars, offering blessings, knowledge, and guidance for seeking information that they have in their possession.
Okay. I would enter and uh, ask them for any information on wizards, wizard spell books, arcane focuses, basically everything I could get my hands on, and I would spend the rest of the night into the morning, like nose in a book, trying to learn everything I could about magic and its applications and how it works and typical wizard shit.
Cool. Um, let's do an investigation check with advantage, as there's almost always somebody nearby who you can ask for help from. Or actually, it's not necessarily asking for help, who's offering help.
Okay. All right. Terrible roll.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it kind of was.
okay. Sounds good.
What?
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 I said, okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
I was baffled by the fact that I got a fucking 8 and a 2.
Yep.
I think.
I would say you're probably able to discover lower level spell scrolls, probably cantrips. Um, there's essences on, or tomes on magical theories and religious topics on Mistra's studies. There are some priest notes that you notice detailing musings on upcoming magical experiments or prayers. Um, yeah, that's those are the primary things. So
All right,
information
nothing
on
I'd be able to take out, just stuff I'd be able to learn
correct.
and
There,
read about.
there's stuff that you're able to. There's no checkout process for this, and that's something that you tend to learn upon asking or inquiring. Is that a majority of the libraries, because of how large the city is and how easy it is for books to permanently go missing, they don't really lend them out.
Right.
They don't the from when you were looking
Uh,
for the concept of studying overnight, there was no issue. They don't have hours. They're open 24/7.
Right. So what I was talking about with being able to take out is something that, uh, like, would I be able to get access to a spell book or anything like that here?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So a book that already has preset spells in it.
Yes, or uh, something that could get me started in wizardry. I realize I'm not going to get a level in wizardry, but I want to prepare the materials beforehand as I am learning
There are
wizardry things.
there are definitely there's not spell books you can check out. No, but there are people who there are arcane tutors. There are mentors and people that are willing to sit with you and go over specific single targets or specific single spells that you might have an interest in learning that um, are
Okay.
available 24/7.
Above the table, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a do XYZ to get your wizard level. If that makes sense. I don't want just like magically appeared spell book in my hand. I'm
You
trying to establish a pattern as to how I received the spell book and then eventually learned how
have
to
it
use it.
already. You have a spell
Right,
book right now.
right. But I understand that the cards are my spell book. What I'm uncanon, I understand that. Canon, I'm trying to figure out in character how to explain that my character has the knowledge of how to create a spell and write it into the spell book.
Awesome. That being said, I have a solution for you now. Um, they are hosting their in 2 nights. They are hosting their weekly middle school cantrip lessons.
Middle school cantrip lessons.
Yep,
Okay, works for me.
they are having the bring your parents or and it's the like age 9 through 99. Come get your free cantrip lessons. But like you can tell that the advertising and the posters are definitely meant for middle schoolers to like be able to learn basic cantrips.
Okay, yeah, I would probably attend
Okay. Now I have to come up
that.
with a story for that. That'll be fun. I have to come up with
Yeah.
as I did with Siren, kids picking their nose.
Yeah.
Accidentally does precipitation and they get taken to the hospital. Um or firebolt on accident inside their own nostril. Anyways, yes, they're offering that, and they are definitely also offering more professional um, college entry tutors for for the Bardic colleges. So there are those options as well, but those are once a month and solo sessions can be reserved
All
for
right.
groups. So I'm gonna see about the calendar that we're at, and then we'll actually try to use that for dates and times. So a week is 10 days here. Okay.
Okay. So at the end of that whole spiel, I would ask if there's a place of neutral reflection that doesn't seem like a cityscape to spend my early morning ruminating over all the things that I've learned.
Oh, absolutely. We have upper floors here that the entire room are filled with sensory effects that make it seem like you're in a completely different plane of existence. We have a variety of options. What we have is illusion wizard specialists who have altered like hallucinatory terrain, so you can have.
Oh, no. I'm looking for something a little more like down to Faerun,
Oh, okay.
like little more natural, kind of just a place to sit in peace and quiet, and uh, maybe a little bit of nature, a little bit of water. Might go fishing or something. Just something to kind of relax, like a park.
Oh, if you go up north from here, there's the Heroes Garden.
Oh, that sounds excellent. Just north, like up Diamond Street or up Ivory Street.
Up Diamond Street,
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
and continue up Diamond Street until you hit the Heroes Garden.
Yep. So that's early morning for me. Probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd be done reading. Especially with a 13, I probably wouldn't have learned very much, but
No,
I
you
would
would
have
not have. But you
I
learned
would have left it
information
enough
about how
there.
to learn more information.
Yep.
How do we do calendar stuff? Simple calendar. Add post-it note right on that date.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the weekly ones, I said 2 days, so they're on the first day of the weekend. Um, Middle school. Weekly middle school cantrip lessons. Save note. Repeats weekly. Oh, that's fun. I like the repeats weekly. And then the more tutoring one is going to be the. Are you checking to see if you even remember the information?
Yes. And
Okay.
I got a dirty 20, so we're good.
Okay,
I
good.
remember things.
And then the first of each month is the free all day um, college level tutor. The first of each month
Okay.
for the Bardic College. Not necessarily meaning that it's for bards, but just college level.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, after all that, I'd probably head up to the Heroes Garden to kind of sit by a pond and do turtley things. But
Okay.
I'm gonna step away for a half a second. I need to plug in my couch.
Okay. What?
It's probably one with those recliners on it.
Okay, that
Electric
makes more sense.
recliners. Yeah.
Hold on, I need to plug in my couch.
Yeah, a little weird.
All right, give me a second. I need to decapitate my toes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the
Enjoy.
restroom as well. I mean, I'll be back. Up until morning, you're in the House of Wonder, going through books, not learning a lot of information except for learning information about how to learn information. And you did learn about the Hero's Garden, which is where I presume you had said you were gonna disappear off to at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to do more role play, figure out what she was doing, if she was waiting until morning to
What?
walk around.
What's the plan? A green line. You have your measurement out.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was gonna get up and go into the city.
Great. Sheldon, you're taking a break. You're in the library. We'll
Oh,
do. You'll get to you'll get to
okay,
Hero's Garden. No, Hero's Garden's fine. Leave it where it is.
okay.
Yeah. All right. Go into Benavir. Um, going around those pathways, you definitely see that there are relatively inexpensive horses for sale. I mean, they're the norm.
Okay.
That's sorry. I was just noticing Naira fly across the screen to catch up with you. You had yours.
Yeah.
You had yours measured out, and then she's just like kind of teleporting to you.
Yeah.
You approach the North Yard gate or the North Gate.
Mhm.
There are,
Okay.
as always, and as earlier described, numerous guards around.
Okay. So I'm gonna pretend like Naira's not gonna be a problem, and I'm gonna walk through the gate.
Um. Let's find out if that's going to be the case. D20 plus, I don't know, 6. 17. They're going to do a nature check and tell that this creature is effectively tamed. And
Okay.
so they're not going to see that they're concerned. One person's going to start freaking the hell out. Because a panther is there. But other than that, the other two who did well are going to, on the ground level, noticing this, are going to be just, calming that guy down and explaining, no, that's tamed. You notice how she's not violently attacking anybody?
Mhm.
And you enter the north yard. It smells a lot of slaughtered meat. There's literally a part Chop Street, Gwaine Knife Street, Stench Alley, and Salt Pork Street.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. I'm gonna ask the guards if there's like a garden or anything like that around.
Oh, absolutely. If you go through the gates here,
Mhm.
I think it's a really nice place. By the way, it's now like what 4 in the morning or something. I guess you would wake up at a normal time though, because you went to sleep decently early.
Mhm.
What time would you have woken up and been at the gate by?
Probably about 6.
Okay, that works. If you go south through the large gates past the end of this road here,
Mhm.
make a right, and go along the wall, there is a garden there.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. As you're walking down this way, the same guards that you saw on each of those joints are with ballista, alternately facing in and out, are up there as well.
Hey,
Approaching the hero's garden, you see um, a couple that's doing yoga together early in the morning.
okay.
Um, a turtle that is effectively like face down, just like prone on the belly, passed out. I'm presuming.
Oh,
Sheldon can describe
No,
his own character.
no. Okay. So what you would see is in the water, with his clothes next to the water, like right next to him, he would be sitting on his belly in the water with his arms and legs like withdrawn inside his shell, with his head sticking out, just sitting at the water's edge, kind of just resting his head on the grass, smelling the grass and sniffing the daisies, just chilling.
his arms and
Looks
legs would
like
be out.
no, his
You,
arms and legs are inside, but his head is out.
okay, okay, his head is out at least.
And see if you think he's a rock or not.
Yeah,
Should I
that's
roll
what I
this with
was.
advantage because I know how to be a rock?
A rock with a head.
That was the question. Should I?
Sure, you can try and be a rock. It'll be your head is out. Yeah, that makes sense. You see a floating rock slowly turning in the middle of a pond, and then as it continues turning counterclockwise, a neck comes into view, and you make eye contact.
Oh my goodness.
The unclothed turtle is making eye contact with you at a nice 6 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Technically, he's not unclothed. His shell is technically his clothing.
True, but in
Right.
your character art here, you're wearing a robe and pants.
No, I'm
So,
not wearing pants. It's just the robe, which
okay.
I can.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, I'm not
Also,
wearing pants.
on top of that turtle
Oh,
is a
he's wearing
small.
like a little skirt.
On top,
A
it's more like a
sash.
belt. Yes, a belt sash. On top of that turtle is a smaller turtle.
That's a cute
Do
little
I
turtle.
have that turtle now? Do I have find familiar?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. I didn't realize
That
that
is
was your
going to be
familiar.
my find familiar.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
no,
find a little turtle.
it was just you were thinking that it would be cute if there was a turtle that had a smaller turtle on it. That's all that was.
So I would say Naira's gonna go up and oh, wrong character. Thank you. She's gonna go up and sniff at the turtle. And I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna stroke Naira's neck.
I
And
so totally thought that you were walking up and sniffing the turtle.
no.
Fishy.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna see that you're staring at us, and I'm gonna be like, "Well, good morning."
Uh, I'm an intelligent turtle. I'm not a wild creature. As I'm going to like slink back, pop my arms out, and walk over and grab my uh sword, dagger, and sheath, and like robes, and like put everything on, and put my necklace back on, and look back over you. Uh, uh I'll I'll let you enjoy the park. Sorry for disturbing you, and I'm going to start walking over to go sit next to a tree.
I'm just gonna say as you start to walk away, like, "You're not disturbing me. I'm the one who approached you."
Oh, very well, very well. I hope you have a great day. And
Bye.
I'm
See you never
gonna.
again. That's not my responsibility to put you guys together. I could do 7 different sessions at the same time.
There's just like, I'm sorry. There's just no way.
There's
He's
just
in a big city. He doesn't know anyone, and he's very unperceptive.
yep. Well,
She's just gonna sit down with Naira by the water, let Naira get some water, and just kind of relax in the trees and next to the water.
All right. It's at I think it's at this point that he would let me do an arcana check. I'm gonna see if I can bestow that card effect on somebody else. Just
sure.
random person in the fucking woods or in the fucking garden.
Um,
Right? As I'm gonna walk back up to her,
right.
and say, "Hey, I just wanted to test to see if this would work."
Okay.
So as he just walks up to you and has like a deck of cards out, he holds one up in front of you, and a minor illusion of an image of quickly running feet with disembodied legs appears in front of you, and you feel an essence of magic attributed to you.
To me?
Yep.
Okay. She's just gonna kind of be like a little speechless because it all happened really fast and just gonna like, uh, okay.
He, so the funny thing is, he is going to be just as surprised and just as speechless that it actually fucking worked. That he understood something about magic, and it worked the way he theorized it should work in his head, with
Yeah.
manipulating the magical effect with intent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's gonna sit there and like analyze the deck of cards that he has, and like he's gonna be fiddling with it and like looking at you and taking notes in a book and just like complete nerd alert, like trying to figure out why that actually fucking worked.
Right.
You seemed surprised.
Yeah, this was given to me by my idol, and it bestowed magic upon me, and I was just curious if it could bestow magic upon others. And I guess it worked. What card did you get?
Um, I get. Is it the combat deck?
Uh,
The
Mm-hmm.
Expeditious Retreat.
expeditious retreat. I don't see where it says that. Oh, at the bottom.
Chat box, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Expeditious retreat.
Okay. So that is, and he's gonna like look through his book, and he's gonna come to a little spot in his book where he had like taken the cards and looked at what each card was to try to figure out what the spells do, because he was just given this deck of cards and he wasn't told what the spells actually do.
Correct.
So he had to try to figure it out himself. So
Yes.
I'd say that's you. I had the guidebook of what to look for, and that's what I was figuring out
Yeah,
in the
you had the
library.
instruction manual. Yep. You took
So
notes on the
expeditious,
instruction manual.
yeah. So I I like look at the book, and I'm looking at you, and I go, oh, okay. It looks like you have the ability to cast Expeditious Retreat on yourself, and that would let you move quicker in combat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nifty. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for being a guinea pig. And he's just gonna go back to taking his notes.
Anytime.
So you have the ability, if you cast the spell as a bonus action, you can take the dash action for up to 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, without it. Okay.
It's up to the DM whether that card requires concentration or if the card takes on the effect of the concentration.
The card take anything that has the concentration effect is nullified.
Okay.
The
So yeah, for 10 minutes you can dash
Neat.
when you cast it. You have 24 hours to use the effect.
Okay.
yeah, because
Is there
the
like an
card is
item?
definitely doing it, not that person.
Right.
Plus, I like that because it can possibly break the game further.
We love breaking the game.
Especially if you effectively give it like double concentration because you cast something yourself.
Yeah.
All right. So, actually, as a ranger, would she know what expeditious retreat is?
I think so. Yes.
So I
Yeah.
just I explained toddler level
Yeah.
knowledge to a full-grown
She's
person.
just gonna nod at you and be like, like playing along with you so that you don't feel bad and be like, well, thank you for that. Like
Well, I mean, it does take a spell slot to cast it. I don't know if it's a cantrip or not.
Benna, do a perception check for me.
okay.
You're not hiding your notebook at all, right? You're just going over notes. Ethereum.
No, I would not be hiding the notebook. All it is it would be like expeditious retreat, move faster in combat. This card does this in like very quick shorthand that is just knowledge reference for me.
In addition to that, at some point on one of the pages is scrolled middle school meetup for cantrip learning.
Yep.
As the full grown adult is being taught by a very large turtle basic magic.
She's just gonna play along, not wanting to be disrespectful.
At the same time, you can definitely tell that this is a beefy fighter.
Yeah.
So also he would like just as a test, knowing it probably really definitely won't work, he's gonna try to do it again to the panther.
You don't sense any arcane energy at all when you flip through the deck or even touch the deck right now.
Okay.
There's
So
enough passive that like if you were doing stuff and actively pulling magic out of it from resources, then it would work, but not basically the item itself is deactivated until the next long rest. But you would still be
okay.
able to cast spells if you had wizard levels.
So what I would like to try from a logic perspective, I do have wizard spells as an Eldritch Knight fighter.
Okay.
Can I use one of my first level spell slots to activate the deck to be able to use it on the panther?
Give it a shot.
How do I do that?
Let's do an Arcana check.
Okay.
I'm just sitting here stroking Naira's back while Naira lays down next to me.
Yeah,
on the
you're able to do exactly what you think while Naira is being well admired and affectionated. Or given affectionated. Yep.
Yeah,
Vaccinated. All right.
The words are wording.
So I will step down and flip the card out, and as the magic takes hold in the panther, it gains the ability to cast absorb elements. Now I have to look something up about that.
Yeah.
That effect does not go off. The absorb elements effect does not happen.
Okay, because it can't do somatic.
Look at the last section of the first paragraph before it says Arcana check. Oh, sorry.
Critical success or failure.
Um, it should say. I guess I didn't word it correctly. Oh, there it is. Frequency. In the Arcana check section.
Once per
Right.
long rest.
Once per long rest.
So the effect goes off. That item does not work. The absorb elements aspect of the deck does not work. Unless that is actually a spell in your slot that you're using a spell slot for. Absorb elements does not show up from the deck.
Okay, so since it's there, what if? Because all of my spells are cast from this deck, right?
Yes, but you don't need to ping that every time you cast a spell.
Right. But since I used one of my own spell slots, then I guess inherently I would be trying to impart comprehend languages on
Naira.
Naira.
If you
So
are
essentially,
casting a
I'm
spell and a card shows up, you can use your passive of your card deck proficiency, which is what, +5, is it? Let me look. Playing cards. Playing card set. So passively, with an intelligence, you hit that every time. So, in the future, you will be able to passively use that card deck every time.
okay.
It's more for
So
other people. If they obtain that, you won't need to deal with it. But that's only because you have a proficiency in playing card set.
okay. So what I imagine, and you can tell me if this is wrong or right.
I will.
What I imagine occurring
Mm-hmm.
is he is attempting to duplicate the effect of the other person taking on the spell effect or the ability to cast the spell. But that part of the deck of cards is no longer functional. So essentially, he would be trying to cast comprehend languages on Naira.
Comprehend languages on Naira goes through.
Okay.
If
So
it's
that would use my spell slot still,
correct.
use the deck, and it's okay.
You use
So
the
he's
spell slot.
learning how his magic works.
Yeah, you use the spell slot. But the card you pull is specifically
The
pulling
spell
from
I'm trying to cast.
the spell you're trying to cast. So that
Okay.
means because you are proficient with playing cards, and this is a deck, you can effectively stack spells that are in your spell book that are using a spell slot.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Magic-y thing.
Yep.
So Naira now has comprehend languages cast on her.
Correct.
Okay.
Let's look at the spell though for clarification.
It is a self spell, but I'm channeling it through the effect of her being able to cast it on herself.
I see what you're saying. That effect does not go through. The
Okay.
the way that your spells in your spell book work is the way that the spells work. You can't cast self spells on other people.
I almost broke it. You almost let me break it. Oh, so close.
Well, it's because you need to actually tell me I'm expecting you to follow what the rules are, and the fact that you said
Well,
range of self.
right, but so stuff like expeditious retreat, I think, is self as well.
Yes, but that's not
I
coming
believe there are
from
some
that's
self spell slots
that's not coming
or
from
spells in there.
a spell slot. That's one that you poured into it. And if that's the
Right.
case, then um, I think that Expeditious Retreat might also. I think the way that the spells are written are the way the spells are written. They don't break the target rules. So that would
Okay,
mean
but
that recalling is what I'm doing. Expeditious Retreat does not go to Ben. You think it does, it goes to you. Because that's the range of self and target of self. If that's what Expeditious Retreat is.
yeah, range of self, target of self.
Yep.
Now,
Then
from my understanding, when I use the actual effect of the playing card versus casting the spell myself, it imparts the ability to cast the spell on the person I'm doing it to.
yeah, yeah.
So she chooses within the next 24 hours when to cast Expeditious Retreat. The reason it didn't work with the second part of it is because that function is no longer
I
in
agree.
effect.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that. I retract my statement. The Expeditious Retreat still goes to Ben.
Okay.
And Naira has that as what doesn't have it because it's a leveled spell slot.
Right. That I just wasted. So I cast comprehend languages on myself. So I
Yeah.
can now speak Panther.
You understand the literal meaning of any language you hear. So if Panther is a language, you can understand Panther.
Oh,
But that
Panther's
is
not a language.
Panther is not a language.
But she can speak, I believe, what Benavir can speak. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So technically,
Oh,
you can understand the Panther if it chooses to speak.
okay. So I will step down and say, uh, see, how would I say that? What language? I wouldn't be speaking another language, but I know Sylvan, so I know Elvish words.
You also know the language you've
Oh,
spoken to Benna
common.
in so
Yeah,
far.
right. But I'm realigning myself to Lytharion brain because I was using Sheldon brain for a second there.
Fair.
Uh, he would kneel down and say, uh, "Well, aren't you such a beautiful Envy?" And kind of pat her on the head and say, "Well, that spell didn't work quite the way I expected it to, but it was worth the try." And he'll stand back up and write in his book some more. Like,
I'm
this
gonna.
doesn't work. Scratch out like big lines of Fury data. Like, nope, fuck that. Doesn't work like that.
I'm gonna check this feature here for Animal Companion. Um, let's check the Beast of the Land again.
I
You want me
believe
to
it
say
says it
it?
can
No, I got it.
understand languages that you speak.
Yeah, languages understand. So it doesn't speak any languages, but it understands the languages you know. It
Right.
can't
Do you
speak.
speak Elvish or Sylvan?
Well, Elvish, because I'm half
Okay.
elf. So,
You, you would know that Envy is night in Elvish.
yeah. She speaks Gobblegoo, Draconic, Common, Elvish, and Vidalcan.
Excellent.
All right. So, would I notice the slight amount of like pandering to a child's ideology kind of thing going on.
Go ahead and do an insight check.
I was looking for that. I had to force it a little bit. 11.
No.
Okay. Um,
She's
Your
definitely not
insightful.
trying to be rude.
Yeah, it's like polite, but she seems polite, is what she seems to you.
okay. I'll
Not
look up and say, are you guys from Waterdeep or are you from away from here?
Away from here.
Naira looks out to the northwest
Yeah.
or northeast.
Okay. All right. Um, I
I,
am also not from Waterdeep. Are you here looking for work or education or
well,
what's the meaning of you being here?
I'm originally just traveling in hopes of trying to find some goblins, and I decided to stop in here on my way through. My village was attacked by goblins and they killed my father, so I'm just trying to eradicate the goblins.
I'm right there with you. Knowles, goblins, they're both kin to similar. Knowles
Oh
killed my
yeah,
whole family and orphaned me. I was
I'm so sorry.
oh no, it's been a long time. I was raised by elves, believe it or not.
Oh,
Over in
nice.
Everesca. I I grew up with elves. I was raised by elvish soldiers. Uh, I'm here to learn to be an eldritch knight and to learn how to be a wizard.
That's so awesome. I actually saw a knoll on my way here.
I killed 4.
Oh my gosh, I avoided. Wasn't quite sure I could handle a knoll all by myself.
Oh yeah, they were pretty surprised when a rock jumped out of a bush and stabbed them.
I could imagine that was very shocking.
I
I'm glad you made it here safely.
I also fought a land shark.
A, a land shark?
So I'm gonna show her the tooth, and I'm gonna describe a land shark to her, and I'm gonna roll a performance check to see how well I can describe a land shark.
Absolutely, that would be wonderful.
I'm gonna
Please.
do it with advantage because I've done it 3 times now.
Yes, I'm okay with that. That's fair.
Natural 19 for 15.
Natural 19 for 15.
Oh gosh.
Does she know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely not. No,
for
I
15.
don't. Sure, go ahead.
Um, he describes it well enough to the point that hold on, I'm doing things. Does it well enough to the point that um, I'm pulling up the page here. That one. Over here. That one. That one. Ah, there we go. This is what he's accurately describing to you.
Oh, okay.
What's that thing
Interesting.
called?
A bullet.
A boulette.
Bullette.
Yeah, and I have its tooth.
Oh my goodness. Wow, you really had an adventure on your way here.
Oh yeah, I got knocked out by a giant tree, like a giant living tree. Um, I avoided 5 gnolls too. I avoided another thing that looked like a snake person.
Snake
Um,
person?
yeah, yeah, Yanti.
You want tea? Yep.
Yeah, and then I was traveling south of uh, the Dragon Keep thing down south of Waterdeep, and some people warned me that the ground was moving, and I was trying to pay attention to the ground moving, but I guess I was paying too close attention to the dirt and didn't notice the giant fucking whale shark jumping out at me.
By the way,
Oh my.
And
I have an image for you where this conversation is currently taking place. Just so you know. Let's
okay,
do those two.
Oh, pretty.
I am still in the same spot. I
Oh,
have no
there's no
image.
map
Honestly,
change. It's a
it's a
journal entry.
picture. Yeah.
Oh, a journal entry that I can't see.
I should. It says configure ownership. Sheldon. Oh, because you're Sheldon player. Show GM users.
No, I should be Sheldon GM.
Yeah, that's why. There you go.
Oh,
Um, show players. I set it to Sheldon.
okay, I can see it now.
There you go. Show player. That one.
Oh, so I was sitting there playing at a fountain.
That's not necessarily where you were. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
entrance
That's
to
where the
the area.
conversation's happening.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
because this one is probably
I
the
just,
fountain. If you're looking at
I
that
just
overworld
picture
map.
my fat turtle ass going around in
Oh,
circles
you were in this
around the
one.
fountain.
This is where you were.
Like a koi pond or
Yeah,
something.
this one's like a koi pond for sure. We'll go with that. This one is where the fountain is down here, with a
That's
walkway to it.
hilarious, though.
Okay.
It would have been more funny if you would have been in the fountain, though.
The spray is coming out of his mouth or the front of his
Eh.
shell, spinning in circles.
So, oh man. So it jumped out of the ground at me and hit me, and I realized that if it's underground, it has to be seeing in weird ways in order to know where I am. So I ran away from it, and I threw a rock and went into my shell, and held my breath. And I think I held my breath for close to an hour because I was really, really out of breath by the time that thing decided to go away.
My
And
goodness.
I managed to find its tooth sitting next to a rock. The rock that it was chewing on must have knocked its tooth out. And then I made my way here. Almost encountered some spiders, but they told me to stay clear of that forest down there.
Oh,
Avoid the
yeah.
giant spiders.
I don't think I would have liked encountering spiders.
Yeah. At this point, I need to start finding some work out here to try to get some adventuring experience and learn how to work with a team and find a group of people to work with so I can further my capabilities as a eldritch knight and a wizard.
Well, I think that if you don't mind having little me and my panther with you, we would join you and help you with that.
Really? You don't have anything better to be doing?
There's always something better to be doing if you look at the grand scheme of things, but maybe eventually we could work together in,
Oh, that sounds great.
in accomplishing both of our goals.
Yeah,
Name inspiration point for both of you, by the way. It's a heroic inspiration for both of you.
Thank you.
Do we get in trouble if we ask why?
You can ask. I don't care. There's teamwork aspect and collaborative work, as well as role playing and characters together.
Oh, okay. Some DMs are like, "Oh, you want to ask why? I'm going to take it away now."
No, I'm gonna support asking questions. Just if you ask a question, you better be ready to to take whatever answer it is. This time it was fine. This time it wasn't a bad answer. Don't ask questions you
My
don't want the answer to.
My party's in for some trouble.
Yeah. Well, that's
All right.
not right now. The trouble will come later, and that's not going to be. Yeah. Anyways, we'll
All
get
right.
there.
Well, I was just about to head out and head towards the market to see if I could get some supplies as well as um, possibly getting some jobs and things of that nature.
For sure.
All right. I'm obviously going to take her the very convoluted way down
Do it.
to
I'm ready.
the because I know. See, that's not what I want to be doing. I want this one. So I know we would come down here, going down, and come over here, come down here. I know where that building is. As we're walking through here, is that same guard there at the
Uh,
Diamond Street?
roll a d100. No, it's not there.
Okay. As we're walking past this area, I'll say, "This is where I got mugged last night."
Mugged. Okay.
Yeah, I got mugged. And he tried to steal out of my bag, so I grabbed him by the throat, and that ended up killing him.
Well, maybe now that you have a panther walking next to us, maybe they will leave you alone. And I won't
And
have to
then
worry
we'll
about
go
that
into the
either.
market.
All right. So. Oh,
Oh no, it only did one of you. Oh, goodbye, Sheldon.
Oops. Giant green slash mark. Not going to the hero's place anymore.
Teleporting. Oh my goodness, you're going through the sides of buildings.
oh, well, that's not what I was gonna do, but
I actually walked along the green line.
I was trying, but I had to keep scrolling, and it messed it up. So I'm sorry.
No, I tried to move all three of you that way.
Oh,
I figured if there's a green line and you were a group of three, you walked together.
yes.
All right, so how many times did I get mugged on my way through there?
Great, if that's what you want. Go ahead and roll a d4.
With
My-
advantage, I would say, because of the panther.
You want a lower number. Yeah, there you go. That's how many times. -2.
No.
You beat people up. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
that's my perception
Oh.
roll because I'm talking to somebody. I'm not perceiving jack shit.
Cool. I like that. That's good. I'm looking at Ben's sheet here. Passive perception of 15.
Automatically
Oh, okay.
succeeds on the perception checks. No encounters.
Honestly, a perception of 15 is common for, like, a lot of my defaults will, did you see it? 15.
Yeah.
So I may have forced a roll when I didn't need to. I'm learning still. So if I ever bring that up and ask for a perception check, Siren, you can do the same thing I'll do in your campaign. My passive is...
Yeah.
My passive says I don't get an encounter. Fuck you.
My passive says I see that.
Yeah.
In which case, I'll just roll against your perception, passive perception, for stealth.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I get to do that with my investigation. Passive investigation of 15 and passive history of 15.
That
I know all of the things.
You know all of the basic things, because a DC 10 in most players' campaigns is 15. So you
Yeah.
know basic things.
Yeah, mine usually sits around 13 or 14 for my campaigns.
Yeah.
Other than like real basic knowledge, like do I know what a land shark is?
Yeah, that's
I'm never
super
going to
close
call it a
then.
boulette. It's always going to be a land shark because that's what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what everybody else calls it as well. They just call it a land shark. Um,
So,
as you approach this area, you see the job board, and on it is, and that's where we'll end the session because I don't want to deal with that right now. It gives me something to actually kind of prepare for.
Yeah.
Not only that, but if by the next time you meet, which is somebody getting here before that is unlikely, because I think
And they
Thursday,
can they
maybe
can
maybe tomorrow night late, but yeah, they
see
might.
us in front of the job board.
Yep, they might be able to join in on whatever you do here.
all right.
Potentially.
While we are like fresh in your brain of the problem with the panther, um, you have to summon the panther in order for the things to work. You have to
Hmm.
summon it through the ability that allows you to summon it.
Yeah.
So
So
the
if I
primal
wanted
companion
to,
ability, you have to open that up and
yeah,
do summon after long rest to
yeah,
bring it out properly.
right.
Otherwise, it
Which
won't add your benefits to it.
right. So like right now
The-
she's just chilling with me, but if I want her to actually do anything, then I need to do the primal companion.
For combat aspects, yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you
right.
can just
That's what
drag a
you're
token
saying.
out.
Um, yeah. The only thing it changes is the beast strike. Everything else is base. So if it's going to be combat, make sure you summon it that way. But
Okay.
the only part of that that doesn't work that neither Bowen or I can figure out how to get it to work is its 2 hit is +4, but its uh 2 hit is supposed to be her spellcasting modifier.
Okay. So that's information she'll need to keep track of.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
we'll just play it the way it's done because I don't know that I'll ever remember that. I have MS brain half the time and can't remember shit. So
Then we can just leave it with the way it's rolled, and it might be
Yeah.
just slightly less powerful, but like by 1 or 2 points, I think.
Yeah. It depends on
now
how
it's
she
one
scales her
point.
character. If her spell attack ends up going to 9 or 8, then the spell attack modifier will then be double the effect of the strength modifier proficiency for the panther.
Yeah.
At that point,
So I
might need
just
to
need to
be
do. I just need what I need to do is when I do it, I need to do this situational, and like right now, I would just do a +1, and then because mine it's a 5, right? Is what we said.
yeah.
So I would just do a +1, and then every time if it goes up, then I'll just add the number difference in the situational. So like a +3 or whatever it ends up being.
Yeah. The other option is I can add that action to you.
Okay.
So the panther's attack comes from your character sheet.
Okay.
That I could then reference your character sheet's stats the
Mhm.
way they're supposed to be referenced.
Okay.
So it's up to uh therapy and you how you guys want to handle that.
I zoned out. Handle what?
I can either leave it as is and she can keep track of the difference between its attack and her spell attack,
Mm-hmm.
or I can add the attack action to her character sheet so I can reference things properly.
Second one.
And then she just clicks off of her character sheet to
Yep.
do the attack for the panther.
Do that.
Okay.
I think
I'll do that real
that
quick.
would be way easier.
And I'll just put it in my third slot that I don't use because I only have 2 weapons. And I'll put it in my third slot,
It'll
I
show
guess.
up as an action.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. and
And then
but it
we
won't be
just,
my
yeah,
action.
we'll just be like, oh, okay, yeah, the beast primal bond or the beast attack is not Benna.
Actually, me. Yeah,
Easy.
yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. That seems like it would work.
My thought process was have Siren remember something or do this easy button one. Easy button.
Yeah, especially for me because like my brain does not function half the time.
Oh, good thing you added
So
half
for
the time. Yeah.
yeah,
I was gonna agree with the first one.
it's crazy because like I can't remember shit half the time. Like my short term memory
Mhm.
that's like totally fucked, which is very common with MS. But my long term memory, like I'll be like Andrew and I will be sitting there watching a movie, and he's like, "Oh God, it has this like we'll be talking about a movie, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's that guy," and he's like naming off names that aren't even the guy. Like we were watching um the Hidden Figures about the black women, the computers for the NASA.
Oh yes, okay.
And he was like trying to come up with the actor who was in there, and he's like saying Michael and something, and I'm like Kevin Costner, and he's like, yeah, that's him, and I'm like, I can pull out names like from nowhere of like actors and stuff like that, just random stuff that we're talking about. But you asked me about yesterday, and I can barely remember anything about yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday
But
is not very important until next year.
yeah, my memory is just so fucked right now. So any way that I can get away from not having to remember to put in something, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm in 5 different campaigns that I have to remember shit for. Oh, it's crazy.
Indeed it is. Are there any other things that in character Lytherion or Benna would want to do before interacting with the board as they're in the
Um,
market?
no,
Something.
because I'm not carrying shit until I get a bag of holding from somewhere.
Hmm, that'll be fun
Because
when they don't exist
I
anymore.
am I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna have any of that encumbrance. I hate encumbrance.
You can maybe do something instead where you use Naira's strength modifier instead of yours and do um, carrying pouches that go on her back.
Yeah, but she's not always. Well, I mean, she technically will always be with me until I hit the primal companion to turn her into a war beast. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, right now I'm really below encumbrance. Even the first line, like I'm pretty low,
Yeah, true.
so I could carry more.
You're just about 12 pounds away. Big numbers.
Um, I do want to see if I could um make some potions of healing with my herbalism kit.
Sure. Do you have the required components to do so?
The herbalism kit has all of the components.
In my campaign, it does.
Um, let me look.
Okay. It contains a variety of instruments such as clippers, mortar and pestle, pouches, and vials used by herbalists to create remedies and potions.
Right. So what do you? Those
Proficiency
are all the
bonus kit lets you
tools.
add your
What are
proficiency
you
bonus.
actually? What are you actually making the
I mean,
potions with?
what's in a potion of healing? What do you need to make that? I don't even know.
Well, if you go to the journals tab
Oh, journals.
and go to potion crafting and gathering, we have
Oh,
gathering and harvesting. Or sorry, Recipe catalog. Nope. Ignore both of those. That's how
Okay.
you go harvesting for stuff. But if you
Okay.
go to your character sheet,
Character sheet.
click the
Okay.
hammer at the top.
The hammer.
Hmm.
Okay.
And the budding herbalist. The first green book.
Okay.
The second option from the top. Potion of healing.
So I need red amanita mushrooms.
Yep.
Okay, so I need to buy some of those.
Yep. And buying those is probably going to be less expensive. I'll say the cost of ingredients to make stuff in total, it says it needs 1. So those would be 25 gold each.
The mushrooms?
The mushrooms.
How many for one?
For 1. Because that's
No.
half of the value of a normal healing potion.
No, I wouldn't do it that way. I'm just over the table. I wouldn't do it that way because what costs so much is making the potion, not so much the ingredients. It's the time it takes, and just like it
Like
costs $200 to get something done on your car, but to actual pieces only costs like 75. You know what I mean? It's the labor that
Okay.
makes the I don't know. That's my theory.
Either that or you have to find them on your own.
Okay.
Um, I would say I understand that's annoying, but it doesn't say anything about being able to have the materials to just craft something. You have the tools to do so, but you don't have the ingredients to do it.
So I need to go back to the forest so I can get some of these mushrooms.
Let
Or
me.
can we say that while I was in the forest, I was gathering these mushrooms,
Yeah,
knowing
we'll
that I
do
would
that,
need
and
them?
I'll give you a number here. Let me see about where do I find the actual ing- harvesting ingredients. Can I search by?
It's in the gathering and harvesting. It's in the forest section.
It is in the forest. Okay, excellent.
Hmm.
And there's a 10% chance of getting it.
Do I just click it? What do I?
So what we'll do is I'm gonna go through, and we're gonna go back to the overworld map,
Okay.
and we're gonna roll X survival checks.
Okay,
um,
that's fine.
knowing where you went through, um, you were in the forest up here. Um,
I imagine they would have been all along like the outskirts of the forest too, like
yeah, we could
closer
do
to the
that.
water.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll me 5 survival checks.
Okay. Okay, there's 5.
Okay. One. Oh, because you're in a different plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
2,
You
3.
didn't drag me there.
So 3. Then, um, let's see. 1. Give me another survival. Hold on. Give me 2 more. And they'll replace the ones you didn't pass because it'll be advantage.
Oh, I didn't roll that one at advantage, but
No, I
it's
know.
still
No, it shouldn't be.
okay.
2 more at straight.
Okay.
Okay, so all 5 of your initials passed is what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I'll do another one at advantage for when you hit our deep forest. Let me activate it.
So do one as with advantage.
Yeah, so if you look where you started,
Mhm.
there's the 5 that are here,
Okay.
and then there's another one that's in the 1 day of travel you were in our deep forest. That's
With
advantage. Yep.
advantage.
And then so that's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how many of them you get.
15.
Yep.
Okay, so I can technically make 15 potions.
Yes, you can technically make 15 health potions.
Well, I don't want to make that many.
Each of them takes 8 hours to make.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Where's the instructions for that?
In the herbalism kit.
Excellent. That makes me much more happy. Because
does
I was.
it say hours?
Yeah, it does. It says it in there.
I don't see it. No.
1 second.
Maybe it's more detailed somewhere else.
Where-
Also, you're not proficient with herbalism kit, just so you know.
Right. So some of them may not be potions of healing.
I might suggest finding a way to change your chest set. And if you need to, we'll manually alter that.
Are you talking to me?
Yep.
Okay.
You don't have proficiency with an herbalism kit,
Yeah.
which means you
I
wouldn't be
don't
able to
think
make health potions because you don't know how to use the kit.
You just don't get your proficiency bonus for the rolls. You can still use any kit in D&D. You just don't get your
Oh, okay.
proficiency bonus if you're not proficient in it. Same thing with skills.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
is there a way for me to become proficient?
Yeah, since the campaign hasn't officially started yet, I was suggesting you drop your chest set proficiency, and we'll manually swap that for on your D&D Beyond the character sheet. Drop that and
Yeah.
then manually add in herbalism instead of chess.
I'm just wondering, did I because if I would have had the option to do that on the sheet, I would have done that. So I'm just gonna go see
Then you
if.
might not be able to do it.
Yep.
But with her background story, she would be. So
But does it provide that option? Does it say that this individual gains proficiency in the herbalism kit, or does it just make sense that it would? Like that makes sense
I'm
that
saying that it would make sense to her backstory.
I mean, I could make
That
sense in my backstory that I have a whole bunch of stuff. It makes
well,
sense
I'm
in my
just saying. I'm just
right,
saying. I'm not.
but that's why I would say we need to look for that a way to make sense for you to have that. We got to trade something.
Yeah, because it
So
says like
yeah,
why. Okay. I can. I have thieves' tools. I wonder why it doesn't let me do that. I wonder if it's because I chose Urban Bounty Hunter.
are you fine
Uh,
losing? Yeah, it is from Urban Bounty Hunter, actually.
yeah.
Both of them, your thieves' tools and your dragon chest set are from Urban Bounty Hunter.
Right. So
So
I wonder if I change that.
I can go in and change it for you.
To one that does.
Go to background, then your tool
I'm there.
proficiencies. Change out Dragon's chest set. Oh, it
To
doesn't
what?
let you.
No, I have to choose a different background, but I don't know which one to choose.
Because are you actually an urban bounty hunter right now?
No.
Yeah,
Uh,
you went through the forest the whole time and then slept outside of the urban environment.
mm-hmm.
Apparently, it takes 5 days to make a potion of healing because it costs 50 gold,
Cool, I'm okay with that.
according to the 2024 handbook.
Excellent. I'm very
And you
okay with
need
that because
you need the
it's
tools and the raw materials.
okay. Excellent.
Well, the tools are in the herbalism kit.
Yeah.
Like it
Nope.
specifically
Right.
says
We
that those
agree.
are.
There's no issue with the tools.
No, sorry. This chapter, tools, section list, which tools are required to make certain items. DM assigns required tools for the items not listed here. You must use the required tool to make the item and have proficiency with that tool. Anyone who helps you must also have proficiency with it.
Proficiency with it. Okay.
Yep. To make an item, you need the raw materials worth half of its purchase cost rounded down. For example, you need 750 gold worth of raw materials to make plate armor, which sells for 1500.
See, that's why I
For the
originally in the shop said that they were worth half of their value. Because that's
right,
what I
so
thought it was.
she would need 25 gold worth of raw materials to make potion of healing, which is a 50 gold material item.
Because if that's the case and they're much less expensive, then we can make each one worth 1 gold, and you need 25 of them to make 1 health potion.
What?
You need
25, 25 mushrooms to make one health potion?
But, well, if we're making them super inexpensive to buy, then you need 25 gold worth of them to make a single health potion. It takes 5 days and 25 gold worth of the material, which you can harvest too. But it takes enough of them to do that.
I'm not understanding, but it's okay.
I wanted to sell each one, so the mushroom needed was it might be more than one, but you bought half the cost in a mushroom because that's what it takes is required in there to buy to make one. So let's do. Does that make sense? If not, we'll do one step at a time.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
Great.
I'm
Okay, so
literally not understanding what you're saying.
So open your character sheet.
Yeah.
Crafting button. The hammer.
Craft? Oh, yeah, okay.
First green
Letting
book.
herbalist potion. Okay.
Notice how it takes 1 red amanita mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
If you also look at what Sheldon put in the chat box, it takes what, half, right? Is that what you said? Half the cost?
yes, if the example it gives is plate armor. It sells for 1500 gold. You need 750 gold worth of raw materials.
Right. So the potion sells for 50, so you need 25 gold worth of mushroom components to make it. So by making the mushrooms as I originally wanted to do, 25 gold, each mushroom would be worth 25 gold. That means you have however many you've collected, 15, right? 15
Mm-hmm.
times 25 gold worth of resources right now.
That's a good thing, right?
Yes. Which means that you can make
375.
yeah,
15
if you were
times.
but if you were to also sell those, they would probably be sold for less than 25 gold each. Because they need to make a profit to sell them to people who are going to use them to craft potions. So they would probably sell for 10 to 15.
The mushrooms?
Yep.
Okay.
Not bought for, but if you were to sell them, they would sell for that.
Mm-hmm.
They have a value of 25 each.
Okay.
Which means I gave you too much. But I already gave you too much, and that's my mistake. So I just have to be more sparse with it in the future. Which also, you might not be going through dense forest areas, which gives you
Yeah.
the opportunity to do a D4 if you first of all, you have to succeed on the survival check to find them,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's a D4. It's not a lot. You have to spend a day of travel searching for them, and they yield at most for a day a D4. So I think that was pretty balanced.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you have enough to make 15 potions of healing, which can be sold for 50 each.
Mm-hmm.
So as of right now, you have components worth what?
How do you spell that stupid mushroom?
If you could just type, you could also just type in red first, and it'll show up. If you're doing the shift space, if you just type red and then AMA, AMA, it'll show up.
Nope. It's not.
Okay, well it shows up for me. So
I'm doing it and it's not giving. I typed in red and then I typed in AMA
it might
and
just be
it's
you don't have permission to it.
nothing.
So let me just do it for you. And then it's in your inventory. Quantity is up to 15 now. I'm doing that for you.
Okay. And then I fixed my sheet. Just making sure it didn't break anything else. Yes, it did there. Choose expertise will do. That.
The hard
Okay.
worker is a nice feature as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
It's going to be useful.
So I can make sure I don't shoot Santa thinking he's a burglar.
What do you
Yeah.
mean the hard worker? What?
The hard worker for the common
Oh,
folk
yeah,
that you chose.
Yeah.
The potential removal.
Of exhaustion.
You do not gain the level of exhaustion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that's gonna work the best. I just wanted to also make sure it didn't break anything else.
Okay, so important.
Reasons why I don't track bullshit like this.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's a
don't
lot more
mind
for
it.
me to remember. I know you don't mind, but again, it's a
It
lot for
makes
me
it
to
very
remember.
unenjoyable for the players. Is for a lot of players. Some players like this tracking. I don't mind it, but it makes it unenjoyable for players that don't want to do all the tracking stuff.
It's just a lot for me to try to remember. But I
That's
mean,
fine.
like,
It's
I'll
also
figure
the
it out.
campaign you guys voted for, so that's why I'm going with
Yeah,
it.
it's fine. It's fine. So, now I'm gonna be proficient in the herbalism kit.
Did you say
So
you're ready
that's
for the import?
yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Character import.
Make sure it
Add.
doesn't break any of my stuff that he just did.
Nope, it's still there. I intentionally took off the stuff that it could break.
Okay, so you added that now. Um, let me go to that. It's in my features. No, where is it at? Because I saw it before.
Where did you put the
Thought it was in my
token
features.
process, Sheldon?
The hoodly wuddy.
How does she summon the? Is that what you're talking about?
No, for the attack.
If you look
For
on your
the
character sheet on your features, scroll to the near the bottom. Did it?
I think it's gone. I think it updated.
It might have
Oh,
dissipated with an import.
did you
Yeah.
import a character?
Yep.
Well, shit. You should have told me you were gonna do that. Yay.
Oh, it still says that I'm not proficient. That's bullshit because I am.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry, Sheldon. I don't say that often.
That's all right. Not proficient.
Yeah, that's what I just saw that it says not proficient still, but I literally just changed it. So I should be.
Still, it says
Yeah, it says
proficiency and
proficient to
herbalism
me.
kit right there.
Is it okay? I'm reloading, so it may just be that I need to reload.
No, it says not proficient, even though it says proficient in the tool. It's broken. It says not proficient on the chest set and the thieves' tools as well.
It might
The
just be.
thieves those
But it
should be.
gives the situational bonus. It's just broken. It's a foundry fuck up because you're a 2024 class.
Hmm.
You're a 2024 ranger, right? Not a legacy ranger.
I don't.
Beastmaster is 2024, I believe.
Yeah, the new one with the stats. It's definitely formatted in 24. So,
Well, we all
Yeah.
know I'm proficient in it. Like we know that
yes, the
that's
herbalism is not the issue. Now it's the thieves'
yeah,
tool chest set that don't exist anymore.
right. They shouldn't be there anymore.
Yeah,
I
just
don't.
delete them.
Great.
I don't see them.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay. Well, you don't see
It
them
might
in.
be a refresh.
Yeah, I did that too already. But
I'm not
let's do it
seeing
again.
them. Hmm. Okay.
How do you delete them?
Out of
Hmm?
her inventory.
Oh, I see. I gotta click the boxes here. No, it doesn't. Oh, it does delete them. You just have to deselect them from the box. Okay, I see it.
I'm I'm just not even seeing them, so
That's fine.
Yeah. It
Um,
was a DM vision thing, probably.
yes, I would believe so. Yeah. Everything's fine now. I think.
okay.
Honestly, that background is more useful than the one you had.
Yeah. Did you read it?
This one, yes.
Yeah.
I forgot what the other one was. I don't know. It's Urban Bounty Hunter felt weird. Your character.
Mhm. Well, I think I was reading a thing and that's what it told me to do, but I like this one better.
It might
Makes
just
more
say in the background of Urban Bounty Hunter, it said something about Waterdeep. If you said something about Waterdeep in your background, it probably just picked that because it had the word in it.
maybe.
All right. Sheldon, when I do imports in the future, what do I need to untick on her sheet when I import?
Um, you won't, to my knowledge, because I had made that as a feature,
Okay, so
and I
remove
am now making it as a weapon.
excellent. Okay, because weapon, other equipment, and currency, I'm leaving unchecked for imports.
Yeah. Y if you had stated to me that you were importing, then it would have clicked in my brain that features get overridden and I needed to put it in as a weapon. But because my brain wasn't even thinking about the import process, it just went
My brain
right over the
wasn't
top.
thinking about her her panther at all.
Right?
My brain was thinking herbalism kit. Let's get that imported.
Yeah, let's get that fixed.
So by fixing that, I broke something else.
So how many days it takes to make an item divide its purchase cost
Yeah.
in
So if
gold
it's 100,
pen?
t- it takes 10 days. Yeah. If it's 100 gold, it takes 10 days. Since it's 50 gold, it takes five.
It takes 5 days to make one potion.
One potion.
That is stupid. Maybe it's got a ferment or something.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't say it necessarily it takes your active undivided attention.
Right.
Uh, I
Right.
usually say it takes 4 hours outside of a long rest and 4 hours in a long rest because you only actually need to be asleep for 4 hours. You just need to do light activity for 4 hours.
Right.
So that's how I usually rule stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure a portion of that could be considered as light activity, so we can make it 4 hours, and then the other four is part of long. I'm fine with that.
Just
Yeah,
doing like
'cause
one day to do one potion
No,
instead of
not 1 day to do one potion. It's still five
uh,
days.
God, that's
No,
yeah,
I don't.
because
I don't want you to
so
take a
you have
week
to
of
think about this
downtime.
from an
Yeah,
alchemy perspective. You have to reduce the mushrooms down into a usable form and separate all the stuff you don't want from them. You
imagine
then
I'm
have to
throwing them out.
synthesize that. You have to apply a magic to it, and then you have to cook it. And then you have to test it, and then you have to bottle it and cork it, and it probably has to rest before people can drink it and ferment in the bottle. So that's why it's 50 gold. 50 gold is for a comfortable living is 16 days of comfortable living.
Hmm.
So if it takes you, what
that's
was
a
that?
half a month of some people's rent.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if it takes you 8 days to make it, you're selling it for twice as much as it costs you to make it.
Right.
But that's why potions are so expensive.
You can spend
Okay.
8 days to make half a month's rent.
So but it's only making one.
Yeah, it's only making one,
Uh,
but that one
I
is
can't
enough
do
to
a
make
batch.
half a month rent.
Can I? What can we?
Oh,
Can
we can
we?
find a way to get you a station, but
Well,
that's
I'm
gonna
just
take a
wondering if
while.
there's a way for me to do like a batch where like maybe it takes a couple more days to do like a batch, like to do four at one time. Because I imagine I mean, like I could do more than one mushroom at a time.
It takes 25 mushrooms to make a potion.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
Nuh-uh. He said it takes no, that's not what he said.
I thought he said a mushroom was 1 gold apiece.
No, I
You
said
needed,
No,
if
you
they're
need,
that's
25 gold. He said they're
the 25,
25
the
gold
25
apiece.
each because that if we look at do the hammer and we look at the actual cost, right? It only takes one mushroom to make the health potion, which
oh,
means that
okay.
which means that it is the crafting set itself is telling me that the value is 25. There is no other option because if it takes specifically one to craft, one health potion, that one mushroom has to be worth
25 gold.
25.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with the antitoxin. Each of those would be worth 12 and a half. Everfrost Berry and the Cat's Tongue are each worth 25, because the value of an antitoxin is 50. I think. But
Yeah.
then we get into like everything else in that list, and then it's improv.
Right.
And almost all of those, except for the antitoxin and potion of healing, are based off the mod.
How do I use that mod?
However,
Mm-hmm.
I would say you can only have access to the first one, because if you look, it takes 4 Amanita mushrooms to make a supreme potion of healing, which is 10d4 plus 20 hit points.
Where's that at?
The dankest herbalist, the bottom green one,
Oh.
it's
It
10d4
takes
plus
4
20.
plus and a supreme, so you have to have already made a supreme one.
No, that's just the result.
Oh, okay. So then it would be
Yeah, I definitely think I
100.
overgave you.
That would be 100 gold's worth. So then it would be
I gave you way too many.
no. You didn't.
Yeah.
I gave you 15, and that's enough to make 2 or 3 supreme healing potions for 10d4 plus 20.
But it would cost me
It wouldn't cost you anything. You have the supplies that it costs to make it.
how many days? It would cost me 10 days to make one potion.
Yeah, but it's a supreme healing potion, not a basic.
Right. But I'm just saying it would cost it because it would they're 25 a piece, so it's 100 gold. So divided by 10, it would be
10 days.
10 days to make supremes.
No.
Supremes are way higher than... It's potion of healing, potion of greater healing. Hold on, let me clarify.
Well, I'm
Potion of
going off
healing-
of the cost of the mushroom, which is what you said we were going off the cost of the.
No, for time it goes off the cost of the item,
Yep. Time goes off the cost of item.
Okay, so how much
which
do
is
those?
1,350 gold. So it would take you 13 and a half days. And
Yeah,
it says rounded.
I have to cut back on the amount I gave you. I
It'd
have to
be
retcon that.
135 days.
Yeah.
I agree with breaking the game, but
It rounds it up, so it's 14 days to make it.
Okay.
You know what? I already gave it. I've broken the game. I've broken the game for other people.
To be fair,
Hyperion a deck of cards that effectively gives a free spell every day. I'm giving this to you. However,
Okay, I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Yep. You're not capable of doing the higher level spells.
I wouldn't even try. I would just do the regular ones, to be honest. Until I'm at least higher level. Like a regular potion of healing is fine.
Yeah. I would say they unlock by every 5 levels. So when you hit level 6, because there's 4 books,
then the potion of superior healing.
At level 6, you can unlock the potion of superior.
I can unlock the flowering herbalist.
Yeah, at level 11, you can open the growing herbalist.
Growing herbalist, and then
level 16, dankest.
The dankest, okay.
Yeah, which is potion of protection.
Yeah, all of those. But I'm gonna have to like keep track of all of the things.
Yep. You chose the herbalist.
Yeah, it says you do not have sufficient permission to view the sheet for this item.
For which item?
For the potion of healing mushroom, I'm trying to click on it.
That's okay. You don't need to know the information on it.
Okay. How
If
do I use this book though? Like, am I
you could do
supposed
it through
to?
the character sheet.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
you. That's how
So,
you craft potions.
so I'll just hit like the herbalism kit and do it that way.
No. So you click the hammer again,
Yeah, that's what I was in.
and then, um,
The budding
yep.
herbalist.
Then go to
Click the
potion of,
potion of healing,
and then click
and
the
it
hammer in the top right,
hammer in the top right. Okay,
and it's
and then
control the hold control to quick craft. So if you drag this out, the result into your inventory, we can test it. What are health potions are you at right now? 2.
2 in my
Drag the
inventory.
result into your inventory.
So if I hit craft, okay, so that right there.
Yep, and now you're at 3 potions of healing, and you're down one of the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you don't need to do that. So I'm gonna put 2 health potions. I moved it back,
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
but it'll take time to do that. So here's the
It
thing.
should automatically take that much time and then automatically just appear in your potions. That would be nifty if it did that.
But how do we account for time in that?
That's what I'm saying. Like it should like I wish that it did account for the time. Like
Well, that's what
you
the
you hit
calendar
that
is for. You can
button.
put a button in the calendar.
But I'm just saying like you could like I'm saying that I wish that if you hit the craft then it would do like blah 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 and like 8 days later the potion is in my consumables. You know what I mean?
Like it took you had to press the long rest button 8 times.
Yeah. Like yeah.
That would be
Like
a
it
way
would
to do
take
it.
like it would connect to the calendar somehow.
Either
And
not
in
even the
those
calendar
8
perhaps,
days.
but just the if your character takes a long rest reduced by 1,
Yeah.
because that way it's still tied to the character sheet, because those are 2 separate modules completely.
Yeah.
That would be hard to complete those, but if it's tied to a character sheet, that would be easy.
Right. But I mean I could always do it to the calendar, which is
You can
what
also
button
write it
is the
down on a piece
calendar?
of paper and manually take down. It's been a day. It's been 2 days. It's been 3 days. It's
What
been 10
is
days now.
yeah.
If
Where
you
is the calendar? How do I pull that up?
I don't know. I
What's
have
the
to go through configure settings to pull it up.
That's I'm gonna look there and see if it has what is it called?
Hotkey.
No, what is the what is the calendar called?
Simple calendar. It does
Simple.
open on load, which if I
Yeah, I
close
know.
this, I wonder if you just refresh the page if it opens it. So I'm gonna try that and I'll tell you.
I'm gonna see if it has a hotkey.
That'd be great.
That's what I want to see. Configure settings, theme, open on load, open in compact view, remove position.
Refreshing does open it up every time.
Always show noteless, persistent, open.
You could do persistent open,
Yeah,
because then you could just minimize it.
it doesn't have a hotkey.
But does it have a minimize?
Note reminder notification. Does the calendar continue? Like does it change days? Like is it counting time?
Yep.
So I could set a reminder for 8 days and it will give me a notification that my potion is done.
You can also minimize it, and it'll go to the taskbar.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I could go in here, okay, I'm gonna hit my herbalism kit and 8 days from now. So it's the 9th. So 1, 2, 3. Does the day we're doing it count?
If you spend
One,
the 8 days on that day doing it, you can't do it as you're going to sleep.
Okay.
If you spent
If
8
you
hours
spend
that day,
16 hours, if you spend 16 hours in a day, that should count as 2 days of
I
work.
agree with that.
Okay. So 2, 4, 6. So
It would be 5 session of 8 hours.
It's intended to be a downtime activity. So if you're stuck in town waiting for something to happen for 7 days, you can spend 7 days making a potion of healing. That was the intent behind the system.
so let's just say the 15th it would be done. So I would mark it. How do I? Oh, reminder? No,
I don't know how to add
that's
reminders.
team reminder on the 15th. How do I?
You might have to give her permissions in the simple calendar to be able to add
Oh,
notes
oh,
to
I
it.
got it. No note for this date. Yeah, I can't write on it.
Okay.
But then it'll send me a reminder on the 15th day or on the 15th of this month that my potion is ready. And I'm going to say that during the downtime, like when I'm resting or whatever, I'm going to be doing everything I need to do to make it, checking on it and stuff like that.
Okay, added notes, add notes. Are reminders considered notes?
I believe
I
so, yes.
think
Okay.
so, yeah.
Then that alt permission has been altered, so you should be able to
Okay.
set something, and it'll
Okay,
send a
so on the
whisper to you
15th, it never
in the chat
repeats.
message.
Note categories. Nope. Who can view Siren? No macro.
So I'm
Reminds
I'm going
me.
to keep the amount that I have given you, which was too much, and in the future you will find one, or it'll just be a higher DC, knowing that you can do 4. And also, Sheldon, I don't know if you were there for that, but we did separation of levels. So she's not able to make the superior.
Yeah,
At
I
level
agreed.
16, she will be able to do that. So
Why?
here's why. Um, if we look at all of the separations, there's 4 books for each tool set. At level 6, she would get the flowering herbalist. At level 11, she would gain growing herbalist. And at level 16, she would gain the dankest one.
Oh, okay.
So it's
So you're just going it based off of the herbalism books.
based off the books, which increase in rarity. Like
Yeah.
the
I
greater antitoxin versus an antitoxin.
To me, I disagree with that. Um, because I think that the difficulty lies in the amount of materials you have to gather and the type of materials you have to gather. As you get higher in level, the materials are now, you can't just find them in forests. Now you have to go to the forest, you have to go underground, you have to go to
I see.
wherever in order to get it. Or you have to gather
Okay.
1,350 gold divided by 2 is 675 gold worth of mushrooms, which if they're 25 gold apiece, you have to gather 27 of them. And if you're gathering once a day, that's a month of gathering to get a superior health potion.
Superior health potion. Superior healing. That's 3.
Yeah.
So she would need 3 mushrooms to do that.
No, it's 1,375 gold for a superior health potion.
Right, but the quantity of mushrooms in there, you have to have 3.
Right, because that's a different system. That crafting system has to be manipulated for the system that you're playing in if you're going to do it that way. That's not how the D&D section says. it says that you need half of the value in materials. So a $1,300 or $1,350 superior potion of healing would half of that would be $675.
So
So if
what I will go with is the value of one is where it shows up once. So wherever it shows up once is its cost. I mean, I honestly kind of wish that it did all of those had financial values tied to them.
thought they did.
Because if they do, then that's a big deal. Let's look at red. It
What's the
does.
mushroom name? What's the
It does.
mushroom name?
The red amanita mushroom is 5 gold. So she would need 5 of
5
them.
mushrooms.
But it says that I
Do
only need
potion
one.
of healing.
Oh, sorry, it's 10. Oh, yeah, 5,
But
because
the
it's half. Yes, we get
Yep.
that
but
it says
this
1, but that's not the way it's going to work.
Right. There's if you're going by D&D rules, it's difficult. If you go by the crafting style and that crafting mechanic, it's still difficult. It's not easy tracking materials. That's why I chose a wizard, and I'm gonna have to track a whole lot of shit being a wizard, and it's gonna be a nightmare. But it's not easy for me to get a spell. When I take one level of wizard, I have to do for 3 first level spells. I'm close to I think 700 gold in materials that I'm gonna have to pay for. Just to scribe 3 spells into my wizard spell book.
I just it doesn't make sense to me. Like, are we gonna do it per the book?
Nope. We're doing it by Dungeons and Dragons book, not by the module.
So then, going by that, then you didn't give me too many mushrooms.
No, I did not give you too many. Now that I have we're going through this whole process now. I don't think Sheldon, have you used this much with other people yet? I don't think so, right? Like, actually gone through the mechanics of going through crafting.
Our crit
Yes,
scribbler is still
I've done
going.
quite a bit
Yes,
of
it
going
is.
through it, and what I found out is that if I want to put a crafting system together, I have to make my own recipe books,
Mm-hmm.
or I have to modify the way I'm having them craft to match what the module does, and ignore the D&D rulebook.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yes.
way I'm going to be doing it for specifically for Sunday, because I have 3 people that are going to be crafting things, they will make up the homebrew item that they want to craft, create the recipe for it, and they have to tell me what ingredients are in it, where those ingredients come from. They have to be in the area to gather it. They have to do the roll and get it, and then they have to craft it. And the crafting time is going to be 8 hours for almost everything, unless we get into rare or ultra rare or legendary type of things. Then those may take longer, or may need like if Bowen wants to craft the alcohol that he drank in the tavern,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to need Bowen, Drada, and Zyra helping him craft it for 8 hours.
Mm. Yeah.
So the difficulty is in the role play, not in the trying to force code shit to work together or
Yeah.
force a rule book math. I don't want to sit here and do math.
Yeah.
I'm also getting very annoyed with this fucking foundry right now.
Why?
because I'll click edit on the beast attack and I'll
Mm-hmm.
be manipulating it, and then I'll click on a character sheet and go to click back on it, and it'll disappear off my taskbar, and I won't be able to access it, and I have to refresh in order to get back into it.
Oh no.
And because I'm yelling,
Oh, so making potions or whatever is gonna be really fucking difficult.
Yep, sure is. Anything that has the power to create a potion of restoration or a potion of revival is going to be difficult.
right. Anything that can create something that costs more than 6 gold is going to take more than a day to do it. A gold a day is a normal cost of living for a normal person.
So I still don't so are we're going by the D&D Beyond or the D&D handbook, right? That's what we're going by. We're not going by your recipe book that you have.
I don't know the answer to that right now.
Okay.
Because when you've asked, every time you've asked, it's changed the answer.
Yeah. So I think that if okay, this is just a suggestion. If you go by the recipe book, then I agree to it going in the stages that we talked about, like at level 6, at a level 11, whatever, level 16. Then that would make more sense if we use the recipe book and how that works.
Right.
But if you're going to go by the actual D&D book, then I can do spells out of any of those books, or I can do potions out of any of those books as long as I have the time and materials to do it. So those are the two. To me, that would be the two options. And personally, I would prefer to use the recipe book just because it's easier to remember for me because it's like in my face.
Yeah. We're going to use the recipe book because, one, it's new things that don't exist anywhere else
Mm-hmm.
in D&D, like in D&D Beyond even. So
Yeah.
this will be new stuff. It's
And
just
I
figuring out,
yeah.
because if we also go into if we're using what the module is saying, if we go to recipe catalog,
Mm-hmm.
the herbalism, um, the items,
Mm-hmm.
items tab, not the journal, but the items tab,
Mm-hmm.
the red amanita mushroom has survival check 10 to find them, a
Mm-hmm.
herbalism kit check of 10 to gather them, and it gives 2d4, and it's found in potions, swamps, and forests. Which means that I would, based off of what I gave you, the DC would be way easier, and it would be double the amount I gave you.
So I just used the gathering and harvesting, and I got a ever frostberry. So that's
Yeah,
kind of
I need to
frustrating.
reload. Sorry, guys. I
No,
need
you're
to
fine.
reload real quick.
You're good.
It The autocomplete doesn't work for this anymore. Autocomplete the functions, it's broken.
Oh no.
Okay, we're gonna use the incremental by level.
Yeah.
Anything that you
Okay.
can craft in that, I don't care how many you have. If we're also going based off of how many you've harvested, um, if you're looking for something specific, that's what you did, which is what you were looking for. You're looking for stuff to craft potions of healing, which is the
Mhm.
red amanita mushroom, which means that
Mhm.
we also need to um, 5, 6. So we need to roll. We need to roll another 64, and we need to give you more because that's what it's saying to do.
64.
Yep.
Okay, I'll just do that like this.
So you have 28.
Okay.
Yes, I'm aware that's broken. Um, it's going to. Is there? I don't think there's rules for the creation time in the module.
There is not.
So we will
No.
use the item cost for the final item cost and do the 2024 rules for time,
Mm.
which means it takes 5 days to make one. If I'm going to give you 28 health potions, it's going to take you 5 days to make one. You're not going to be able to make one a day and have 20 after a week of travel.
Okay.
I think having a consistent health potion over time, and that's keep in mind, you can do it in 2.5 days if you do, like Sheldon said, eight
Get
hours
somebody.
per day, and then
Yeah.
double that to 16.
Yeah.
Do just 16 hours of active work in a day. That will cut it in half.
Yeah.
You have a feat that involves work, a feature from
Yeah.
your background.
His toys last a whole lot longer than they would with a normal kid. I don't know what you're talking about.
Um, if we go to the
Sorry, I should.
background, I don't know where the feature is. I don't see the feature.
Yeah.
I don't even see it listing your background.
For what?
For her character background, which is a 2024 background in Foundry.
What are you looking for?
We're looking for the background feature. Hardworking.
Oh,
It says the background is common folk
yeah.
on the main page right
page.
underneath that, it says hard worker. You are able to press on through challenging conditions, exerting
you.
yourself harder than possible.
Yes.
When you gain a level of exhaustion from any source other than a class feature, make a Constitution saving throw. If you've rolled it in the past 30 days, your saving throw is 12 plus twice the number of times you've rolled it in the last 30 days. If you succeed on the saving throw, you do not gain a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So if
And
you
That
are,
feature is not in Foundry currently.
and the
that's fine. I was just trying to find a
proficiencies
way.
are in all of that stuff. So
No, that is your selected proficiencies, I
yeah,
believe.
I know. I'm just saying. So like my healer's kit isn't herbalism kit. Sorry.
Yeah, that what you're looking at when you hover over common folk is a uh, copy and paste of what it shows in the player's handbook.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So when it says proficiencies and it lists all of those are the options that you have to choose from, not all of your
No,
proficiencies currently.
I know. I'm just
Okay.
saying that the herbalism kit is listed in there, so that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
matters.
Correct.
it lists your herbalism kit in your tools all the way at the bottom of your main page. So it's showing
Yeah.
you proficient in it.
So what? Yeah, what I was looking for was the hard worker because that could be useful if you decided to go overboard on potion making.
Right. Do 8 hours and 8 hours of your long rest is potion making for 3 days in a row.
You have the
Mm-hmm.
So
potential of
instead of
avoiding
taking a long
exhaustion.
rest, you can get 1 point of exhaustion and then like skip the next day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, we're gonna go with creation time based off of the 24 rulebook.
Okay, but ingredient
Ingredients are gonna
off of
be based
the
off of the module exclusively.
module and using the leveling up for the different books.
Correct.
Works for me.
Yeah. That way we have an understanding now. Again, this is the whole reason we do all these solo sessions. That way, when we actually hit the campaign, it looks professional.
Yeah, and we're not arguing about this shit then.
Yes, we're not arguing about it once we actually start. I think it was really nice to have you and Sheldon actually interacting. I think it's going to be interesting getting a group of people again together to actually go through and do stuff.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
know. I like the encounters. That's literally my favorite part.
and it's going to get better because I can throw stuff at you without the risk of you dying based
Mm,
off of those encounters.
yeah, I
You
need
you
like
guys are doing almost all of those encounters solo. I mean, you're going down, but if you have a party member, you guys are getting at least halfway through those fights. Or at
yeah,
least,
like
If
that
I had
one
a
that
party member, I could have ended every single fight I was
yeah.
in pretty much.
And
yeah.
I feel like if you
If
have,
I had been able to use interceptor, that there was very little that would have happened in any of my encounters.
and if Sheldon was in Sirens, having a
Yeah.
portal in the front being the meat shield distraction, would you
Yeah.
guys would have gotten through those encounters too?
Yeah,
So
cuz I'm really good at picking them off.
yeah, you two alone would destroy a majority of the encounters, if not all of them. The only one that wouldn't was the 20th level spellcaster,
Yeah.
Elor Findar.
Yeah.
that would that zero chance. He had the wish spell.
I didn't run into him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that encounter wasn't a do or die encounter. That was a
Training.
demonstrate to me how good you are
Yep.
or how bad you are.
Yep. It was a way
In
for
which case
yeah.
he fucking bypassed all of my armor with a fucking what 7th level spell or
Eighth,
9th
eighth,
level
eighth
spell.
level magic missile.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Like, uh, buddy, I think you've been fighting some pretty hefty shit. I'm level 2 or level 3.
Right.
Like, I'm not
Exactly.
ready for that level of bullshit.
And
I'm ready to
that's
level up again. We did an encounter. We need to go kill some shit.
you guys will not be able to level until a while into the start of the campaign.
Boo.
I don't agree with that.
I'm not saying a while into as in like a year. I'm talking like a
Well,
couple
I
sessions.
so the reason I say that is because I believe that I have heavily invested in the development of my character, and if I have 4 more sessions before the start of the campaign, or 3 more sessions before the start of the campaign, then I feel like I should be closer to leveling up than the people who didn't put the effort into the start of the campaign.
I have made it clear.
Same.
I have made it clear though that the
I
goal
know.
was 3 solo sessions. Anything beyond that is voluntary.
Yeah,
The
maybe we can get better items or something in exchange
you
for
can
that.
definitely go do jobs, get money, and then have discounted
I would
items
love the
for
money.
like you can do jobs to get a better head start financially.
Okay.
That's I'm not opposed to you getting items and getting,
And
but
go.
I just
not.
really need my level in wizard, 'cause
Yeah,
I don't have
well,
a level in wizard yet.
that's the thing, isn't it? That is unfortunate. You chose to do
I
that instead
couldn't
of
get
level 3. I
no,
mean,
I couldn't get a level in wizard because the way my sessions went, I couldn't get a level of wizard until I had a training in wizard. That was your statement at the beginning, and I had no training in wizardry
the training
until
in wizardry,
after.
as I specifically gave after you received training with Elor Findar, who was the wizard that gave you a spell book.
I leveled up to level 3 in the by the Daggerford.
Oh,
I leveled up before I went in the Ardeep Forest.
well, I am fine with retconning it if you want to be that. Because if not,
Okay.
you're going to be waiting until. The whole point was I was trying to put off your level 3 until you finished Elor Findar.
Oh, yeah, that's what
Because
I was
that's.
trying to do too, but then we were talking about meeting other people and doing my
Right.
level up in Daggerford. Then
Yeah,
we
well,
did that. Yeah.
that was the whole point of that was to be able to introduce you with a party to Elor
Yeah,
Findar.
that didn't work. 'Cause
No.
Do
somebody
y'all
can't
have
show up
a
to fucking
web?
anything.
Do y'all have a website that y'all use to like kind of make a homebrew item?
ChatGPT. That's what we both use, I think.
Oh, that's what you're using. Okay.
So I make a lot of my homebrew items and then I put them into ChatGPT for refinement.
Oh, I do it the other way. I get an idea and then I fix it.
Yeah, well, I do a secondary after that. Like your cards,
Mm-hmm.
I take a full on idea of what I want the omens to mean and I throw it in there and then it spits out the formatting for me. And then I go over it and I say, okay, change these little things.
Right.
And then I use it.
I fully agree that, by the way, that investing further into a session than the majority of other players in the campaign should have a reward, but it's not going to be a level. And it can't be magic items. So the only thing I can give you is because it's incentivized already that what you're getting is a common and uncommon magic item. I
Yeah.
have to do something other than what I've already promised as the max magic item reward because I can't give items that break the game further than money. At which point, you can buy your own magic items with that.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can
no,
earn
I
the
was
stuff.
mainly just wanting the wizard class features
Yes, you
so
can
I can
have
wait
your.
to do third level of fighter for
Yes,
having wizard class
yes,
so I can retcon that.
yes, you
And
can.
that'll also allow me to actually do the wizard subclass that I actually or the fighter subclass that I actually want to do
Good.
because I have to purchase that book and share it. to you because it wasn't Eldridge Knight that I was trying to do. It was Echo Knight.
What's that from?
Wildmount. Explorer's Guide to Wildmount.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I have that.
I might have it, but I don't know.
Oh, I just found a cloak I want to make. I want to get.
Good. What's its rarity?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't tell me.
It
I
will.
just typed. I just typed in what I wanted, and
Do you want to not share it publicly?
it's called the Cloak of the Beastmaster.
I don't see it
But
as
it
an official
doesn't give
item.
me.
Where are you finding
No,
it?
I'm looking at homebrew stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it would be up to you what the rarity is. I guess.
Any
Oh, it says
any homebrew
wondrous.
items any homebrew items won't be available until the start of the campaign.
That's fine.
Okay.
But this is one that I would like.
Yeah, we can definitely look into that, and we'll find a way to either have you create it or find somebody who has it, or have it be a loot item.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Once we actually start up a campaign, I don't mind using homebrew stuff. But I just I gotta keep everybody at common, uncommon.
Yeah.
As much as I can. I've already given you 28 health potions over time.
That's going to take me 28,000 years to make.
Is that how you want it to be for 28,000 years?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's going to take a long time, but it's okay.
I mean, it doesn't cost you anything except for one mushroom.
Yeah.
And time, which you
Yeah.
would probably not be doing stuff with on your character anyway.
Right. Cloak of the Beastmaster. This is so cool.
You can share it with me, and I will look at it.
Okay. Okay, I'll send it to you.
By the way, if you're going to be buying any of the books that are in the winter sale on D&D Beyond, now's the time.
Yeah.
They have like 45% off some of the stuff.
Okay.